Retailers opening their doors earlier than ever to a crush of frenzied shoppers lured by seductive doorbuster deals.
If the last 12 plus months or so has taught us anything, it's that while it's always a good idea to try and save money, it just doesn't work out as much as we'd like it to. Especially when we try and do things to save money, but it's not really saving money at all. When you don't have a lot of money, you tend to try and cheat your way into making it to your next paycheck and beyond. But is that really working out? Is that really something that those who are less fortunate should do? Allow us to show you 8 ways poor people think they save money. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. Buy cheap items.
Who's gonna eat that? That's gonna last me like 5 weeks.
That's not food, Ricardo, that's coffee.
This one might confuse some of you because being thrifty is a lifestyle for some. And in certain ways, it absolutely is effective. For example, if you don't go and buy name brands all the time and get the slightly cheaper store brands, you'll be saving money and getting about the same product. And some would say an even better product at times. But that's only when you do it for things like food, and even then, it's risky. If you were to apply this to other things like clothes, supplies for your home, and more, you're going to run into problems sooner rather than later. Because while cheap items are nice, they tend not to last. Especially when it comes to perishable things and items that you want to last you a while. Think of it this way. If you were to go get a hotel room, would you want the cheapest one in a hotel that is sketchy at best? Or do you want to get a hotel that is at least respectable, even if it costs a little more? By getting items that are bottom of the barrel, you'll be buying more of them over time and thus spending more money. Number 7. Skipping checkups.
I was looking at on the notes, it looks like we're just doing just an annual checkup, right?
One of the biggest mistakes many people make is not going for their regular checkups to save money. Whether it's the dentist, the optometrist, or gynecologist, these should always be a priority. As A.J. Redmateri, a Canadian church official, once said, so many people spend their health gaining wealth, and then have to spend their wealth to regain their health. Here's a typical scenario. A poor person chooses not to go for a dentist checkup because they don't have the extra funds. Over time, they experience the worst toothache you could imagine and have to go to the dentist. The dentist finds several cavities, a rotten tooth, and gingivitis. The bill is now thousands of dollars, and that person who wanted to save money is on the contrary poorer now than if they'd just gone for their regular checkups. Granted, there are sometimes other factors that still end up in this result, but if you want to be wise, go in for the checkup now versus later, especially since most insurances allow your checkups to be free. Number 6. Buying everything on sale.
This gonna be enough cards?
Maybe.
Here's another tricky one because there are plenty of people, both rich and poor, who feel that buying things on sale is a major necessity, especially since it can save you dollars in a big way. But is it actually true? It depends on how you go about it. You see, while you do save money on sales, it's not exactly as much as you might expect. Oftentimes, it's only a couple of cents, or $1 or $2 depending on the sale. Food, for example, doesn't dip too low below its main cost because that ruins the profit margin. Clothes are a different story, as they can dip heavily depending on their season and such. But the big catch is, what do you do with that saved money? Because if you're just using it to buy more things, you're not really saving money now, are you? You're just getting more money to spend. Never thought of it like that, did you? Number 5. Fines and fees.
So, you need more time to pay or even want to dispute that ticket, do you?
This is something that everyone does, whether they want to admit it or not. Because when you have money, the last thing you want to do is give it away to the government or other agencies who have a claim over you. Whether it be your yearly taxes, property measures, local bureaus, and so on, people try and skate around the mandatory fees that are asked of them because they think they'll get away with it. They never get away with it. Whether you're wealthy or not, these people always come a-knocking. So much so that they've gained millions, if not billions, off the people who felt that they could get away with it and yet don't even come close to it. Does it hurt to give them that money? Absolutely. It absolutely sucks. But the point here is that if you don't do it, they're going to take it personally, and then they're going to take it out of your account with interest. And you don't want to see the interest rates they'll charge you. Number 4. DIY versus hired help.
The transformation here was unreal, and happy to show it to you.
In order to save hiring a professional, many less fortunate people like to attempt the job themselves. As noble as that sounds, it can lead to way bigger problems. DIY jobs are best left to the professionals, and there's a reason for that. Yes, the internet is an incredibly helpful place where you can go and do various things and learn certain skills. But usually those are small skills, or skills you have to learn over time. You're not going to become an electrical engineer by going and watching YouTube. And if you do, wow. For small tasks like fishing a cabinet drawer or painting your house efficiently, sure, that's fine to do. But fixing pipes, rewiring your home, remodeling something, that's best left to the professionals, because if you screw up, you're going to be paying way more than you would have if you'd gone and hired someone to do it for you. Number 3. Only getting really old used cars.
Have a quick look at the wheels. Are the tyres in good condition? Yes, that's awesome because you're going to save yourself a bunch of money because you don't need to replace those.
We've heard it ad nauseum how new cars lose so much value and it's better to buy a secondhand car. But there's a stark difference between buying a reputable brand that is safe and buying a car just because you think it's cool. With used car purchases, if you don't do your homework properly, it could cost a fortune in the long run. Many will skip having the car checked by a mechanic to save costs, and they buy the vehicle based on looks. Without the proper checks being done, the maintenance and repairs of the vehicle can really mount up over time. What's more, if you buy a lemon, you'll be buying a new car in no time flat and could have used the money you just used on that first car to buy yourself a better one. Don't cut corners with the car, especially if it's a car that you need for your daily life in a big way. Number 2. Takeout and drive-through meals only.
But the energy lasts a very short period of time, and you're hungry much sooner, and then you have to eat again.
Virginia Woolf once said, "One cannot think well, love well, sleep well, if one has not dined well." This is a hugely negative factor influencing the less fortunate. Dietary choices affect our entire being. We can't perform well if we've been eating processed foods, convenient foods, or takeaways. So for many who don't have much, they'll think that going and getting things just like fast food will help them out. But it honestly doesn't. The obvious reason is that it helps them save money, but there's the not so obvious reason. Making fresh, healthy food from scratch is time-consuming. Many are often working several jobs to make ends meet, trapped in a financial, mental, and emotional crisis that requires every ounce of energy to survive the day. So by going and getting all these quick and fatty foods that cost less, they're hurting their bodies and all, but ensuring that they don't perform to the level they need to. Number 1. Get-rich-quick schemes.
We won the lottery! We won!
According to the North American Association of State and Provincial Lotteries, in America, more money is spent on lotto tickets than any other form of entertainment. Think about that for a bit. To compare, in 2014, $70.1 billion was spent on lottery tickets compared to $63 billion spent on sports tickets, movie tickets, music, books, and video games. The Atlantic further explains that those that spent the most money on tickets are on the lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum. A report from NC Policy Watch confirmed that people from the poorest counties bought the most tickets. The reason for this is obvious. Because everyone believes that they will be the ones to go and get the mega millions or hit the lotto jackpot and then get themselves out of the hole that they were in. Could they? Yeah, sure, but how many tickets will it take to get them there? And of course, if they never win, then they're just wasting money that could have been used to get food, supplies, clothes, and more. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the techniques that have been done by those with little money in order to try and save it on the big end, but falls flat when they try and do it? Have you ever tried some of these techniques? Do you feel that some of them could work if done the right way? Do you know of other techniques that people have tried to try and save money? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.